Hey there, Nancy. I heard that you were trying to get pregnant. Are you really going to try and have your kid before the year's over? Sorry, you heard what now? I'm just saying that if you wanted to have your kid before the year is up, you should start getting busy now, don't you think? Or are you pregnant right now? Don't tell me that you're already pregnant. No, I'm not currently pregnant. Why are you even asking me about this all of a sudden? Well, it's just that my daughter Hillary is pregnant right now, and she was saying that she wanted to come back home to give birth. Oh, I see. I didn't know that Hillary was pregnant. That's amazing news. And I told her that of course I'd be so happy if she came back here to have her baby, but I just wanted to check with you that that would be okay since you're living in our home too. So I just wanted to make sure that you weren't pregnant, because if you and Hillary were both pregnant, that would just be too much. Oh, I see. Well, I really appreciate you thinking about me and asking me about this. Of course, thank you for answering my question so clearly. Of course, I didn't actually think that you were pregnant right now or anything. So maybe there wasn't even any point in asking. I mean, after all, you've been married to my son for 5 years and you still haven't had a kid. I already assumed that you just have no intention of giving me a grandchild. Honestly, I doubt if you could even get pregnant. So sorry for wasting both of our time even bringing this up with you. I guess it was silly of me. Hold on a second, Nancy. I really don't think that there was any need to talk to me like this. I mean, you know that Owen and I want a child, right? Well, if you want, I could have Hillary share with you some tips on how to make sure you can get pregnant. Of course, given your age, I really don't know how well they would actually work for you, so maybe there would be no point in asking that of Hillary either. Nancy, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm barely even into my 30s. Oh, well, in that case, I'll call Hillary right now and tell her to reach out to you with an idea on what might work. I know that she'll be more than happy to help you get pregnant just like her, and then you can finally give me the grandchild that I've been waiting so long for. Hey there, Paula. I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me stay with you all while I'm pregnant. It really is a huge help, and I'm so grateful to you for giving my mom the thumbs up. This is my first time being pregnant, so I'm just so nervous that something might go wrong, you know? Yeah, I can't imagine what you must be feeling. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. I mean, I have work, of course, but if I can help, I don't mind at all. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, since you're offering, there is one thing that I'd like to ask you. Would you mind getting all the things I'll need for a baby ready for me? Sorry, all of the things? What exactly do you mean by that? Oh, I mean like the carriage and the bed and some clothes. Make sure you get good sheets, but nothing that might irritate a baby's skin, okay? And make sure you go and get lots of baby food as well, and I'll probably have cravings, so make sure to buy me some sweets while you're out, okay? Now, wait just a second there, Hillary. You're asking me to buy all of those things for you? I'm sorry, but you can't get some of those things by yourself? Well, sure I could, but I'm going all the way to my mom's to stay, so it would just be better if all those things were already there when I arrived, you see? Well, I guess that does make some sense, yeah. But I'm just worried I'll end up getting things you don't like. Are you sure you wouldn't want to do all this shopping with me once you're here? I could even just lend you my car if you wanted to handle it on your own. No, we don't have to go and do all that. I mean, what's wrong with you getting all of that for me? I'm sure you can just ask the staff and they'll recommend you good things to get. I see. Well, I guess I can do that. Would you mind telling me your budget so that I don't go over what you can afford? And are you going to write me a check, or were you going to just wire the money on an app? Hold on a second. You mean that you're not going to buy all of those things for me? What's the matter with you? I thought you would have gotten all that as a gift for me. I mean, I'm pregnant, for crying out loud. Think of it as a gift for me for having a child. Well, I was thinking of getting you a couple of things, but I don't know if I can afford to get all that a baby would need. So you're saying that you really can't spare any money at all for my baby that's on the way? I would have thought you'd have plenty saved up. After all, you've been married to my brother this long, and you still don't have a kid. And since you've been living at my parents' house, it's not like either of you have been paying rent or anything like that either. Surely you can spare a couple grand to help me get things ready for my baby, right? You want a couple grand, as in thousands of dollars? It's not like I'm asking for $1 million or anything, but anyways, I'll go ahead and send you a list once I have one written up. Thank you so much for doing this. You really are saving me so much trouble. I really appreciate it. Hey, Owen, did you know that your sister is going to be coming to stay with us until she gives birth? Because I was just told about it by your mom and her, and I haven't heard anything from you.
Of course I knew this was going to be happening. Isn't it exciting? We're going to be an aunt and uncle to my sister's new baby. This is so great.
I really don't think that you should be treating this whole thing so lightly, Owen. I mean, did you know that your sister is expecting me to buy all of the things she needs for when her baby comes? Do you have any idea how much that's going to cost? Because your sister said that I owed it to her as a gift.
Well, yeah, of course. What's wrong with that? It's only natural that we give my sister a wedding gift. What's your problem?
Sure, I'd be down to buy her a few things for her baby, but did you read my message? She told me that she expected me to buy all of it. She sent me the list of what she wants, and it's huge. By the time I get all of this, I'll have probably spent something like $3,000.
Hold on, everything my sister wants from you is going to cost that much money? Well, whatever, I said that we'd give it to her.
Oh, and you can't be serious about that.
I'm sorry, Nancy, but we've been married this long and still haven't had kids, even though I know my parents really want grandchildren. And honestly, it's something that I feel like a failure about as their oldest child, so it really is the least we can do, don't you think?
You're really trying to make up for not having kids with me by spending $3,000 on your sister? If you really want to pay that much money, then you can pay for it all with your own money.
Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous. You know that I couldn't afford something like that with just my salary. Besides, my sister sent you the list, so you have to pitch in.
I am more than happy to buy a few things on this list, but I am not going to be splitting it and paying $1,500.
Well, if you're too cheap and don't want to spend money on family, then you should have gotten pregnant by now. And then we wouldn't have to do this. So if you're looking for someone to blame this on, how about you start with yourself?
Oh my gosh, you are being ridiculous. Do you know that? Why are you acting this way?
Because I'm the eldest child, and I always thought that I'd be giving my parents their first grandchild. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is for me now that Hillary is pregnant? I even heard that my mom asked my sister to give you advice on how to get pregnant. I think that one hurt me the most. Don't you see how much I've been through already because of this? And you're still gonna try and make me pay for this.
Oh, and I understand that living with your parents might make you feel a bit more pressure than if we weren't. But you hardly even contribute anything around here. We haven't even slept in the same room for the past year, and I don't see things improving for us.
Oh, just shut up. You don't understand what I'm going through. Why don't you just be a good wife? Buy my sister what she wants. And until you have a kid of your own, stop complaining about the things that we should be doing for family.
I can't believe that you actually said that. What is the matter with you?
I'm just saying that since you don't have a kid, I'm free to leave you whenever I want. Never forget that. If you do have a problem with that, then we can just go ahead and get divorced. So there. It's your fault I feel this way, so it's up to you to buy what my sister wants.
Paula, what the heck is going on here? Why do I have to sleep in the cramped little bedroom right next to the living room? Did you really think that I came all the way back home just to be cramped into a tiny closet like that? Well, Hillary, I really am sorry. We tried to make as much room for you as possible, and that's what we were able to do. I really can't believe this. You really expect me to be able to sleep in some cramped little bedroom full of baby goods? I come all the way back here to do the honor of giving my parents their first grandchild, and you're treating me as if I were the help. How do you expect me to live like this? What about my room? This is my family's house, and I want to stay in my room. But, Hillary, you know that I've been in your room ever since you moved out and I moved in, right? Of course I know that. What's your point? You should have offered me your room when I arrived here. I'll take my room back, and you have that broom closet. That should set everything about right. I'm really sorry, Hillary, but I work from home half the time, and I need the larger room because it doubles as my office. I don't have anywhere else to put my work stuff, and I don't feel like renting out office space. Well, then why don't you just go into your office and work there then, huh? Or go and set up at a cafe or something. Heck, you can go work in the shed for all I care. You really expect me to do my work out in the shed? Well, at least if you were completely out of the house, I could turn the broom closet room into a baby feeding room and still have my room to stay in. Hold on a second, so I wouldn't just be working in the shed, I'd also be sleeping there? Do I understand that right? Well, of course you'd be sleeping there. How else would I get 2 rooms if you were still using one of them? Anyways, my mom and brother all agree that this is a good idea. So from now on, you'll be sleeping in the shed. Got it? You mean that you're with your brother and mom right now? I thought that they were both supposed to be at work. Well, they both took the day off to come and pick me up from the airport. Besides, my mom told me that she quit her job. She said that she wanted to be able to help me any time of the day that I needed it. And Owen told me that he took a bunch of days off just for me. After all, there's still going to be plenty to do around the house. And if it's just going to be us women, I'd feel much better with a man in the house. Well, neither of them told me any of these plans to take work off. I mean, they didn't even take the day off to help me celebrate my birthday last year. Well, that's probably just because they care a lot more about me than they do about you. Haven't you figured that out yet? But even though they're going to be here to help, I am still going to rely on you for most of what I need. And just why would you even do that when you have 2 people staying at home specifically for you? Well, because it was always my plan to have you take care of me while I was here. Like, if the baby wakes up in the night or needs its diaper changed, that was going to be all you. And then once you're done with all that, you can go back out to the shed and go back to bed. Get it? That sounds like a horrible life. Why would I agree to that? So not only am I being cast out in the shed, but I'm also going to be in charge of taking care of your every whim? That's right. Don't tell me that you have a problem with that, because you don't even have children, so you really don't have room to argue. You know what? I'm just going to go and stay with my parents for a while. Good idea. Go do that and never ever come back. It's not like you ever did anything good for my family anyways. After all, you never even had a kid. But man, you should see how upset my mom and brother are right now. They are seriously just pissed. They never ever want to see you again. So go home. We don't care. You can just send us money from over there and we won't have to put up with you. You think I'm going to send you money? No. If I leave like this, then I'm asking Owen for a divorce. Hold on a second. You're not serious about that, are you? You're really going to divorce my brother all because you couldn't have kids? You realize that at your age, nobody is ever going to want to marry you, right? You realize the mistake you'll be making if you do this. The only mistake I'll be making is staying with the family that's about to make me sleep outside in a shed. I would much rather just divorce Owen and go back to living with my parents until I find a new home. And by the way, I will be taking everything that's mine from the house when I leave. What are you talking about? What of the house is yours? You're crazy. Do you know that? Paula, what the heck is the matter with you? Where is the fridge, the TV, the stove? Why is it all gone? You bring those back right now. I can't believe that you stole all this stuff from us. I thought you meant you were going to be taking your clothes and stuff, not the appliances. I told you yesterday, didn't I? I said that I was going to be taking back all the stuff that I had bought for the house. But I thought you meant small things like some glasses or decorations or something like that. Why did you take the fridge? Well, that's because your brother kept bugging me about your mom needing a new fridge. When we finally went to go and buy one, he made me pay for it, so I guess maybe I had some other uses aside from baby making. You mean that you bought my mom's fridge? That's right, and now I'm going to be taking that and everything else that I bought back with me. Hold on a minute, though. You can't do that. I mean, you're taking essential appliances here. How are we supposed to live? Don't you know that I'm about to have a baby? Where am I supposed to put my milk? I don't know why you're asking me. I've divorced your brother, so you and I have nothing to do with one another. Why would you even ask me what to do about your baby? After all, I've never been pregnant. I've never had a baby. I wouldn't know. Oh, come on. You know exactly what you're doing, don't you? You really think that you can just walk out of my house with all our appliances? Don't you understand that you're just going to end up hurting an innocent baby? Do you really not care what happens to it at all? You're a monster. Well, it's a bit late to ask me to take things back. I've already sold most of the things I took from the house online. And if you need baby things, then maybe you should go out and buy them yourself. Or ask your mom or brother to buy you the things that you need. Otherwise, things might get kind of tricky for you. What do you mean by that? Well, I mean that if your mom really did quit her job and Owen is still on the verge of being fired like he has been, then I really don't actually see how they'd be able to help you since they're not going to have income soon. But if Owen gets fired, then I really won't have any way to take care of this baby. What am I going to do? I don't know, but I'm just letting you know that after I dropped off the divorce papers, I was told I'd have to fill out another form for Owen's work. So I called the office to ask about it, and the woman on the phone was shocked because she thought I was about to have your baby. Apparently, Owen had told his boss that I, his now ex-wife, was pregnant, not you. And so he took off work using paternity leave. Well, I ended up explaining that to his manager, and she was also just shocked. So basically, your brother lied to his work about his life so that he could take this time off for you. But I had no idea that he had gone and done any of that. Well, anyways, that's probably why he'll actually be getting fired. He had gotten in trouble for doing similar things like this before. But he's never actually lied about something this big or asked for this much time off. And when I told his manager that not only was I not pregnant, but I was also being exiled to sleep in the shed and live like a servant, well, I think that really clinched it. You're kidding me. You mean to tell me that you told his bosses everything that was going on here? Well, they kept asking me questions about Owen. To be honest, it sounded like they already had their own suspicions of him. So I was more than happy to help them clear up anything that wasn't adding up for them. You traitor! How could you do this to us? Well, you know, the funny thing was that in the end, there actually wasn't any paperwork that I did have to give them. It was all just a clerical error that sent me to them. I don't believe you. You had to know what you were doing. This is your way of getting back at us, isn't it? You know that by calling them, you could have a chance to tell them about the divorce. I am sure that I have no idea what you're talking about. After all, this is my first time getting divorced, and I just wanted to make sure that I did everything right. You have no idea all the paperwork that I've had to do alongside the ones for the divorce. It was never my plan to rat out Owen for his truancy. But anyways, that's just about all I had to say to you. It sounds to me like you have lots to talk about on your end as well. But I hope the pregnancy goes well. Tell Owen good luck with his job hunt. He'll need it. And so, as repo men went in and out of Nancy's house, clearing out anything that I had saved receipts for, Owen got the call from his manager telling him that he was being fired for lying about his paternity leave. He was also going to be charged for the pay he had received while off. As appliances and other things went missing, Owen and them all realized how much it was going to cost to replace them, buy things for the baby, and make ends meet for the three of them. First, all three of them had to sell all their luxury goods online to try and earn some quick pocket money. After that, Owen had to go out and find a job. But no one was going to hire him since he couldn't explain why he had been let go from his last position. I heard that even after Hillary had her baby, her marriage didn't last long afterwards, and she ended up staying with Owen and their mother. That was the last piece of gossip I had heard through the pipeline. I really do feel sorry for Hillary's baby, but at this point, I can only hope that this serves to teach those three a lesson that they'll carry with them in the future.